This is really how you moisten.
That's not true.
Now I want some blackmail.
No, that's true. They publish it on their website. It's just like some folks that the official scheme.
No, it's $1,000. $980.
Which one is that?
So like they were something like
For what?
I'm
getting better.
What's this game called?
It's better to have
It's the
something.
new game.
Do you have lava hounds?
Game, you have to stop.
Yes.
Is that all you have to find?
I think we'll get a new dark trooper.
Yeah, great.
There's in the comment section there.
And there's like different
Like, yeah, that's me.
Thanks, Alex.
Would you do columns here and then get those two down? Yeah.
I'm doing it.
And then lava hounds.
Okay, guys.
I think it's like level 2. You'd have to make sure that
Okay.
your queen didn't go in. That would be disastrous.
Guys, can you all see how this is going to shift the supply curve?
Yes.
This is the short response, the first one. Can we all see why the supply curve would move? Why? Why wouldn't the demand shift?
Because
They're taxing the seller.
because it's the tax on just the product to the price of what the product costs. You're gonna add $8 to it.
Yeah, because what kind of tax is it?
It's a supply.
It's a sales tax. Okay? Okay. It means you're going to pay the gasoline attendant an extra $8. Okay? So what that ends up doing, and this is one of the places where I saw some kind of, I call it, you could tell people were,
Spouting.
they were trying to be, evasive. You couldn't quite tell where the point was. But if this is 4, you just simply go up 2, 4, 6, and not even, but here's your $8.
That's not a very
And that's your new point.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay.
Wait.
You got it?
Oh, 4 plus 8 is 12.
Okay, you got it?
No, I knew.
Now, you can't draw a line with 1 point, so down here, you have to find another point that's in the, what I call the bullseye. And if you use 4 and count out up 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, it would be here too. So now you have your 2 points and you can draw your supply line. Okay? Now what I like to do is call this supply, and then this one, rather than call it S1, try putting S plus tax. That's just going to help from a grading standpoint. You wouldn't get it marked wrong if you did S1. But especially those of you who I could tell were kind of hunting as to where the line really went. Okay? You could tell they were putting the point, it was kind of like, well, the line's sort of here, that type of thing. Okay? Everyone, I think, did a pretty good job on this, 8 and 4. But I will tell you, you put 8 or 4 down, you will lose a point. Because it's not 8, and it's not 4.
It's 8,000.
It is 8,000.
4,000.
Technically, yes.
Oh. Hey, I'm just going by what got marked correct.
Oh, I wrote that. Let's go.
Oh. Oh.
Now, what I will tell you is, I should have written something. Didn't I write something?
Nah,
Okay, I think I got tired of writing it.
yeah.
I said, this time I will give you credit. Some of you have things marked, especially this one. I know more than a few of you wrote 32, and I wrote something like, not really. The government did not collect $32. They collected what?
32,000.
32,000. Okay.
Should we also write in units?
I already had this.
Okay. They already collected 32,000. And that 32,000 came from, guys, how much? The gasoline is now costing how much?
It's
I mean, the tax is how much?
$8.
It is $8. what? 8,000. They're now selling 4,000. So $8 times 4,000 gallons equals 32.
I thought it was $10 by accident.
Yeah. Okay. So you need to know how to do this. This is a pretty good likelihood you'll see something like this on an open-ended. Something similar to either a tax or a tariff or something like that. Okay? I think that was pretty much. Oh, what else did they want?
The dead weight loss.
Or sellers bear the largest burden.
Or that.
Why did you just not enter?
Who is what percentage of this are buyers?
I didn't answer 8.
A lot of.
What were they paying before?
$4.
$4. Now they're paying what?
10.
10. So of the $8 tax, buyers are carrying what?
6 out of 8.
6 out of 8, which is
75.
hey,
Took me a while.
More than 50%.
okay.
Yep.
We got it.
Relatively, yeah.
And then lastly, how are we going to illustrate the dead weight? Where's the dead weight here?
It's that triangle.
So
Yeah.
all of what?
That triangle you're doing right now.
We all good?
Yeah.
Now guys, I did not count the next one.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. I want to talk about it.
I wish he came.
I want to talk about this one. Does anyone need this? May I erase all this? Everyone got
It's
it?
pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
What's going to do with Tim says?
Put it right underneath my. You see the clip there?
Throw it away.
It has the. Yeah. Okay.
This one's weird.
Okay, guys, and this one.
I said they were both
Let's talk about what's really happening in this graph.
incongruent.
I'll tell you what I think was happening, and then you tell me. I may be misreading this. So tell me, what do you think's going on in this graph?
What?
It doesn't cost the buyer anything to provide more or less ticket, the price of the ticket.
Is there a fixed supply?
Yes.
Yeah, there's
There are
a
only
fixed supply. There's
80,000
only so much. It's like oceanfront property. There's only so much land there. And this one, there's only so many what? Tickets. There's only so many seats. 80,000 seats. Boom.
So if they put in a tax, you have to sell it for.
So,
You can't.
what do you see happening here? When they ask you the figure above, suppose the government imposes an entertainment tax of $100 per ticket. What is the equilibrium price of the Super Bowl ticket before the tax? Before the tax, you tell me what?
200.
200. That's what I agree with. Okay? This is where all hell breaks loose as far as I'm concerned. What is the price paid by buyers after the tax?
Still $200.
Still $200, right?
Yeah, because they're still only willing to pay $200 for 80,000 tickets. If you were to increase the price, fewer would be bought.
Okay, now see, then maybe I'm misreading this.
Yeah, that's the demand.
Because here's the way I read this.
That's true.
Because that's what the answer key's saying. They're saying 200.
Makes sense. I agree.
Yeah.
How are you gonna ship that supply?
I'm not going to ship the supply. I was going to ship what?
The demand?
It doesn't matter. The equilibrium.
It's a sales tax.
Because to me,
You can shift either.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's, at some point I started grading them, and I had two different answers, and that was getting too hard to grade them. I said, forget this, I'm not even going to play around with it. Because
But the thing
if I was the Steeler, central office, I'd be telling them what?
200.
Raise the price.
But
Well,
then,
But the thing is,
then you're not filling your stadium.
see, I don't believe this demand curve. I don't think it's actually that elastic.
The
Because
supply can't be
I
that
do.
inelastic.
at this,
Right,
if you were
this thing
to
isn't perfectly inelastic.
if you were to sell it,
yes, there is. If you have
No, because
like
you don't have to-
hypothetical
You
scenario.
don't have to fill the stadium, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the Super Bowl, somebody's always going to pay more than somebody else doesn't want to get.
Right.
That-
yeah. See,
like,
that's why the demand curve is just
Supply
wrong.
curve itself is
That's
just
that's
not
what
right.
I thought.
The
I
demand
said,
curve would not look like that.
That's, I mean, how,
yeah, but after a certain point,
But it's going to
there are no more.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. So, but to the left of
But
that
the thing is,
point,
there's-
You're talking
Yeah,
about
no,
the demand.
we're talking about no, I'm talking about
No, the supply is very. You have 5 cookies and you have.
If you're gonna go to Super Bowl,
No, it's more like with digital software stuff. You can sell them all for the same amount of. It costs you nothing to reproduce it.
But that's not like a
that's the
Super
user
Bowl at all.
That is the same with the Super Bowl. You have a finite amount of seats available, and you already have the stadium, so it doesn't change at all how much you supply the tickets for. They're all gonna cost you the same amount because you're paying for one game, and the supply doesn't matter. The demand is what it really is impacted here. You're talking about raising the price of the tickets, and it wouldn't change that much. That means that the people would pay much more for the.
So you raise the price of the tickets, then you only sell
so what they're
40,000.
saying is, the answer to A would be 200. They're also saying the answer would be 200. Okay?
Because they're going for
And
the.
they are saying if that occurs, the price received by sellers after the tax is what?
$100 because you're losing $100
Okay.
in tax.
And they're saying, what is the equilibrium quantity of tickets before the tax? And then after?
8,000 and
80,000, 80,000. We all agree?
Yeah,
Relatively.
because it's
Okay. And then the last part, I think there was one more. Where was it? And who is, do buyers or sellers?
it's sellers because they have to pay the entire, lose everything from the tax.
yeah. See, there's no way that the demand is that elastic.
But even if it were,
Demand.
knowledge about the Super Bowl
But, like,
tickets in this.
Yeah,
That's why it's
Tickets,
confusing
knowledge
because
Don't
you
take
wouldn't.
prior knowledge into it. It's a graph.
That's
The
what
graph
you
does
need
what
to
graphs
learn
do.
about tests and stuff. You just
Wait,
gotta-
so am I?
It doesn't
And you're absolutely, Dave. That is one of the hard things about taking this test. Because as soon as you start wanting to interpret, it's like you run into big problems.
It's like interpret after you graduate.
You know?
Yeah.
Because truly, when I started this, I'm like, okay. And then I started looking at answers, and I'm like, well, I can see where they're coming from. You know, if I was running the home office, I'd simply say, let's raise the price of tickets.
But then you
That's
can't fill your
because
stadium
you know that the
anymore.
demand isn't that.
Yes,
elastic.
because you know, right?
But
And that's
apparently it is.
Right.
It is. It's exactly like that.
Okay.
If you raise it by $100, you're gonna have half an empty stadium.
So, you're going to have a quiz tomorrow, right? On 9. It's on globalization. We all good for that? The other thing I want to make sure, guys, 1 second. The other thing we're going to start after you take this quiz is we're now going to go back. I'm going to go back, and what I want you to do is we're gonna start off initially probably twice a week, writing kind of these type of responses, okay? Because this is worth a lot of points on the AP. So part of this is just getting used to answering the responses, looking
dear.
for the right nomenclature to put down and that type of thing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is kind of start now reviewing. So I'm gonna go back, way back to chapter, probably not 1 and 2, but start about 3 or 4.
Maybe one.
And pull up a few of what we call the short responses, okay? Everyone good? Yeah, Dave.
So for the 9, chapter 9, isn't there like 9.4? Is there 9.4?
You know, I thought there was a 9-4, but I do not have a practice.
Alright, so like we just have to worry about 9.1 through 9.3.
Is there 9.4?
Is there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there is a 9.